So why will boys or men always cheat on you? So this video is actually for both men and women, boys and girls. And I usually don't share like my personal opinions about my experiences regarding going out there and meeting people, such as women. But I think it's very important that I share this information because it's based in my theories, it's based in neurobiology, it's based in actually how the male and female brain kind of work together, and also something that might sound a little esoteric for some of you, where it ties into just feminine, masculine energy, like how it is experienced in our bodies, and whether or not a person is really feeling received, heard, inspired, appreciated, and all these other things that when we date someone, we hope to experience. So I'll just jump right into it. So if you are whether you're older or younger, but I'm actually going to talk about like the younger generation. And it's interesting to go out because I have the experience of dating women in different generations. So I have the experience of like women who actually didn't come from that school of thought, who are actually older than the generation I'm speaking to. For younger boys and men who are hearing this, I really feel you. Like you're thinking, why is it so difficult to connect to women? Why is it that this woman is coming off as being a bitch? Why does it not seem as easy as it is displayed in movies? Or what is it that I'm doing wrong? Or some of you who've actually developed some maybe pickup artist skills. I'm not saying they're bad or good. I'm just saying that for those who actually know maybe how to communicate to a woman more, to how to, create that connection, you're thinking this stuff doesn't even work. Well, I will tell you, there are angry women out there. There are angry girls out there. And I was having this conversation with a friend, and she's attractive and she's older, and she was saying, it's interesting. She said that, women closer to my age, maybe have a reason to be that way. Maybe they have been married, they've had a lot of failed marriages, or just they've been through all these stressors. There's a lot of younger women in their teens, early 20s, who have like these shells. They're angry, they're frustrated, they have this repellent energy. They're trying to work guys, they're frustrated. And I will tell you this, that the only type of guy who's going to pursue you is going to be a man who is not a high quality man. I mean, if you're a bitch too guy, if you keep playing hard to get, a guy who really respects himself is going to move on. What you'll attract is a guy who's feminine, or a guy who just doesn't know better, doesn't really have a self-esteem, and he'll keep pursuing you. And if you are attractive, according to most people, that you can get away with this for a period of time. But as you get older, it'll change because you're not the hot girl anymore. Secondly, it doesn't work because you'll notice that the guys who are showing up, they end up cheating on you because they're not happy with you. It's because you kind of play and manipulate with your sexuality. You're not really opening your heart. You're stressed out. So, other women who are more friendly, women who are more inviting, they're going to be attracted to. And this is where I'm coming as far as saying that if you have this energy where a man has to really work to like be with you, a real man, it's going to turn him off because he works, he has a job. So he has to go into his head and he has to, problem solve. For him to like go out with his buddies and to approach a woman who is just angry from the beginning for no reason. Now, women, you might be listening to this, you might think, well, I'm attractive. I get hit on all the time. So, you don't understand what it's like to be this way. We have jerks. I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to be played. But when you show up that way, a high quality guy is not going to want to have a conversation with you. A high quality guy is going to be like, okay, this girl, whatever her issues are, she's coming off as a bitch. Now, again, this video is not to judge anyone. It's just to actually help. So whether you're a boy or a girl or a man or a woman, you have to remember how you show up is the first impression. You cannot attract your equivalent, you cannot attract what it is that you want if you're not showing up as that equivalent, because a guy would be turned off. So guys who are like trying to figure out what is up with this woman, just remember something, that It's not about your looks. It might have nothing to do with your delivery. It might have nothing to do with anything but that she showed up with this baggage. And you're trying your best to be nice and connect. And you might be an actual nice guy. And women who actually, underneath all those shells and that protection, you might be like a really beautiful woman. You might actually be a high quality woman, but yet you've created all these walls to protect yourself, and all it's doing is creating the same thing. So you're always going to be unsatisfied in that relationship. Secondly, talking about energy like yin and yang and feminine masculine energy, feminine energy in its natural state is receiving. It's an invitation. A man feels appreciated. It doesn't mean you have to be submissive, but men or boys who are watching this will agree. There are girls you're with where you just feel good with. You're like, there's this flow, there's this harmonious type of conversation when you're with this person. And then there's these girls, women that you're around where it's like, it feels like competition. It feels like you're talking to almost like a guy. That's a turnoff. So if you're a woman, you're watching this, you're thinking, well, he doesn't respect my intelligence, or I don't want to be just a piece of meat. You have to remember something. You can still be smart. You can still have a good sense of self, but be friendly. If you don't want to communicate to a guy, you can say it in a sweet way. You can still be loving. You might think, oh, you don't know how it is to be a woman. I don't. But I have to tell you this, that if you put out that repelling, masculine, like bitchy energy, what you might get is a guy who rips into you. You might get a guy who says things to you that is hurtful. When you can connect to a man's heart, really connect to a man's heart and be able to say, I appreciate, the intention. You seem really nice. You can share something honest, or maybe not a complete honest story, but when you're sweet, for the most part, most guys get that. They appreciate that you gave them the time and day to talk to them. For the most part, it's difficult for guys to approach women. Remember, it doesn't matter if 10 guys approach you. Remember, there's a nice guy possibly in that. Majority of the guys in there are afraid of being rejected. Why make it harder? And why make it hard for yourself? See, men have to work on their approach mechanisms. Women have to work on their filtering mechanism. And if you are coming off as this bitch, if you are coming out there like in your head and coming off as being self-entitled or whatever it is, you will never attract a high-quality guy, because a high-quality guy is like, no, I respect myself too much to have to really work at this, And I'm noticing this because I've dated women who are younger, older. So I've seen the different generations, and younger women, my God, you have to relax. You have to really, really embrace who you are, your femininity. And when I say your femininity, I'm not talking about being ditzy. I'm talking about just your overall essence that's attractive and radiant and beautiful. It's the same, in a way, you're polar opposite. Like, you love it when a man has this healthy masculine presence. You don't want a guy who's always wavering and too feminine and not grounded. You prefer your boys to be grounded, and men prefer and like it when a girl is just more, is sweeter. Sweeter is beautiful. It's attractive. So don't lose that. And just know, if you are that way, of course, if you are with a guy, eventually he either will break up with you, eventually he might cheat on you. He's never going to be satisfied in that relationship because it's too much work. And you are never going to be satisfied in that relationship because you're actually closed off. How can you really experience love when you have all this baggage and blocks? Think about this. I hope this helps both boys and girls and men and women. Thank you.
If you're being offered some free tools that could get you unstuck, would you be interested? If so, visit raydoctor.com and receive your free transformational exercises. Imagine starting each day feeling deeper love, a clearer mind, and being able to say to yourself, I really feel good. My clients love these, and so will you. Get them now for free at raydoctor.com.